3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Good morning, Forex traders. We are going to get into this because what's happening is exactly what we knew would happen. On a high impact news day like this, it was going to move the market. It moved it farther from the take profit, and some people might be in struggle mode. We're going to talk about this. My algorithm is designed to trade the market like this. It's rare. Mark will agree that we haven't seen it like this across this many pairs. It's the summer. It's just what they've decided to do. Honestly, we're going to talk probably purely mostly about trade management today. And it's really for those people that just don't have the experience that the market's going to do what it's doing to us right now. I mentioned this to Derek this morning. I said, you're getting complacent. And his first reply was denial, right? But I see it with everybody, right? Whether Derek's complacent or not, I don't necessarily know. But conceptually, here's what happens. My system trades. Profits, trades, profits. We're showing results all the time. And I can still do that right now. However, for those that are trading the full algorithm, I'm going to show you some case examples. I'm going to show you, but I'm also just going to tell you because there's more than I can show you. I see everybody's account. Everybody's blowing me up. What's happening? What's going on? What do I do? My margin level's this. My margin level's that. And it only happens in market conditions like this. No one says a goddamn word to me, right? So complacency simply comes from the system doing so well. It's doing so well that you're like, oh, look at here's my profits, here's my screenshot, here's my profits, here's my screenshot, here's my profits, looking good. We got this one trade, we're watching this one trade. Now it's every trade. Now it's nearly every pair in the market. They are dumping all of the big banks, they are dumping all of their money into the market to push all of these pairs against the market. Against, traders that are expecting a pullback or whatever the case may be. However, my system trades in these conditions. Just so happens, I should say it this way, it trades pretty much opposite the sentiment, right? And it does really well because it can dollar cost average and buy in to a pair that's going against it. That's the whole reason, right? If it goes in your direction, it just takes profit. If it goes against, because here's the thing, you don't know, nobody knows which way the market's going to go. That could go up from here, enter a buy, it goes down. You start dollar cost averaging to bring that take profit closer to where you're at. And if the market makers decided in this particular case, like they have in July 2024, in the middle of the summer, to just move every pair, how do they move the pair? They dump a bunch of money into it, right? So I've got a lot to give to you. I'm just kind of going to jump around a little bit here. Here's the idea. I'll give you one example. I'll probably lean on this a little bit. Someone came to me with a 100K demo account trading the entire system today. And they said they're bidding a 0.10 base lot size, $1 per pip. And it was their test account. They're like, something's wrong. It's not taking trades. Nothing's wrong. You're over trading. Oh, and that person was like, but I thought the formula was a .07 lot size on a $10,000 account. That's the formula. It's not going to survive in an outrageous market like this. In an outrageous market like this, the skill set you don't have because you got complacent, because it just works all the time, right? It's still working, but you got complacent, and here's what you didn't do. In fact, I'll finish the thought. I'll tell you what you didn't do. I'll finish the thought on that $100,000 account that a person's like, I don't know, must be trade limitations. I'm not taking any trades. No, you're margining out. A .10 lot size on a $100,000 account, taking all 22 currency pairs at the level of push and depth we have right now. I think there's 26 trades on AUD, JPY, or something like that. We'll look at it. We're going to look at the entire system. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with your broker account, nothing wrong with the copy system. You're margining out. That's the most likelihood. Now, I don't have direct access to that person's account. I glanced at it. I can't really tell because all I'm looking at is the copy trades, but I know damn well what the system's doing right now. We've got is it a 5? I'll have to look. It's either a $500,000 account or a $5 million account. We'll look at it. Nearly margining out. Taking all of the trades at a 1.0 lot size. An outrageous lot size, right? Here is what you have to do. If you want to be this Forex trader that takes the entire algorithm, which can and will trade a lot, 95% of the time, the entire algorithm is just smoking along and you have fear of missing out. Someone recently, within 2 days, turned the entire algorithm on their 25K account at a 15x multiplier. Their margin level was down at 400%, and they're like, what's happening? What's happening is you have the inability to anticipate what could happen to you if you're going to push those limits. There's so many different. So maybe I should stop giving you some sort of general market advice on bidding, because you will. People took my $10,000 general bidding advice, just kind of like, here's a starting point in a normal market, and they scaled that up to $25,000 accounts. They scaled it up to $100,000 accounts. I'm like, no, it doesn't scale up like that. You need to extend it out even more. Hell, at $5,000 on a $10,000 account is when we start lowering the bid or pulling the bid back, the more there is in the account, right? So what you need to be doing, and nobody has the time to do, nobody wants to do it. In fact, complacency, because you see the system 95% plus of the time just smoking along, you're happy with it. You're not ready to handle that time when you did overbid for the current market conditions. Listen, I can't control this. There's no perfect bid. I continue to get that, and I've kind of lulled people into, oh, well, here's a .07 for a $10,000 account. I'll scale that to 100, but it's a prop firm, and it's only 10 leverage, right? And I'm like, no, okay, that's out the window at that point. Forex trading is purely experience, and here's how you experience it. Listen to me, my friends. The system's awesome. If you're trading the 10 pip hybrid and not overbidding right now, you're doing well. Hell, if you're trading the entire algorithm at a minimum .01 lot size with a 10K plus account, you're doing okay. Outside of that, you're in struggle mode because you didn't anticipate the market could do what it's doing to us. I haven't seen it like this. I anticipate it. All of my bids are ready for it to go ape shit like this. Don't know when it's gonna, don't know if it's gonna, If it doesn't, I'm real comfortable up to that point. But here's what you need to do. Everyone needs to set up a demo account and practice daily. Push it right to the ragged limits. Don't set up a demo account for practice and bid conservatively. You ain't going to learn shit. Set up a 10K account and bid $5 a pip. And what you want to do is this. Here is the video game that you have to play if you want to push the risk. Anywhere past minimum bid. Okay? The practice account needs to focus, and I'm looking at the free signal here. The practice account needs to focus on margin level percent. You need to figure out, I can give you some general references. You might have to scale that up. You might scale it down because you want more risk. I don't know. I'm going to give you something absolute fucking random here because we have to pick something, right? So, I do trade my accounts the way I'm going to tell it to you. Okay? Stand by. The old man, it's funny. The old man's asked me to come in and make him breakfast. And I'm going to tell him that I'm on a live video right now. So I'm going to say working, it's funny. In fact, working, give me 40 minutes. He's going to be like, what? I want breakfast now. Sorry, old man, you're going to have to wait. So back to my results. You need to practice controlling your margin level percent. You either, and on this practice account, you can take all the trades. You could just take 10 pip hybrid. You could just pick some random pairs, right? Push the shit out of them. Because what you need to do, it's funny, I told the old man, I'm going outside, I'm going to work, right? And I haven't been out here, what? How long have I been out here? 20 minutes? So, people love to interrupt me during my live sessions. So what you do is you want to control that margin level percent, because at 69% margin level, you're going to get stopped out. They're going to start closing trades, whether you want to or not, to preserve your margin level and to keep you from blowing all of your funds out of your account, because technically the broker doesn't want you in a negative amount. They're going to let you trade and blow out your balance, but not any more than that. And they're pretty good at mathematically figuring that out. So let's say you're uncomfortable below 1,000% margin level, and this is the trade you have. And let's say we're at 800% margin level, and this is the trade. We're looking at the free signal right now. What I would start doing is start closing out some losses, partially, fully. That's the first thing. And again, there's a lot more things to do. Don't take this as the Bible. This is a thing to do in an emergency scenario. What I do is I don't let myself get there. Derek was asking me this morning, what should I do now? What would you do in this situation? I wouldn't have let myself get in that situation, right? I know, Terry's the master. No, I watch my shit. I pay attention to it. What I can't do is watch everybody else's stuff, but we can talk about it, and I do my best to point out to people what they should do. So, because I'm listen, at this point, if I'm, and I talked about being below 1,000%, I mean, I don't start doing partial closes until I'm down around 200 or 300%. That's probably too far. You've waited too long. Okay? You've waited too long. What I would do is I would take this trade, the oldest trade, and I would start doing some partial closes to help my margin level along. Listen, this trade here, if we go look at the chart, is going to be most likely, although in the end it doesn't really matter, most likely it's going to be above the take profit. So let's see here. We are in buy trade. So here's the take profit. So there are 2 trades above the take profit. This thing's going to come back. It's probably going to move, the take profit down further. So at least these 2 trades are going to take some loss. Now, as the price moves back towards these trades, they're going to reduce. These trades, meaning, like these 2 trades right here, they're going to reduce from $654 drawdown. They're going to be a lot lower, and these are going to be profitable, and then the entire basket's going to be profitable. But so I'm not trying to kill the whole thing unless I've overtraded, overbid. This is more of an emergency situation. I do a partial close. So how do I partial close? I would hold my thumb over this trade until I get, and it's not going to happen on this one. I can show you on another account. I'm logged into this one on the investor password. But what you would get is you would get a close option. You would click close, and then at the top it would show, let's cancel this, at the top it would show when you're trying to close your trade that you're in at a 1.0 lot size. You could reduce that. You could put 0.50 and hit close, and it would close out half of that trade. So you'd take about a $340 loss. That would protect your margin level percent. You only got to start protecting it below 500 probably, right? But that's me. You might want to start taking some losses earlier. If you don't force a little bit of partial loss in an emergency scenario, you're going to fucking lose it all. What's the point of that, right? So don't be emotional about it. Sit back and go, one of a couple things have happened. I've overbid and or overtraded, taken too many pairs and overbid, and or I bid at a decent amount and the market is just going against every freaking pair in the world, which is what it's doing right now. Let's jump over to the browser, and let me share my screen in that respect. Let me see if I can do this. I hope I can. Let's see this one. Perfect. So listen, I don't like to look at the charts and do all this crazy analysis, but I can see exactly what's going on here. The current, and we're just looking at AUD CHF. Pretty much AUD has done this huge drop, and this is the day chart. Look at that big, huge drop today. You can't predict it. You don't know what's happening. Now, I'm not going to sit here and do too much analysis, but I'm going to look to the left and go, are we at any support areas? Kinda. Look at this wick over here that they did. Now, I don't suspect that there's enough money. They probably, I'm absolutely guessing. Remember, you've seen the warning at the beginning. I'm an idiot. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I suspect that this little bit of movement that we had over here and then a huge wick, they probably don't have the money to do that again. I'm going to suggest they probably don't have the money to wick this all the way down. Doesn't mean they can't. Doesn't mean they don't. Doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. Or don't know what I'm talking about, either way. But it has moved, and I feel like it's time to come back. Now, what's interesting is if we come back to the chart on my mobile device, I'll show you something here. If we go look at AUD-CAD, let's see if I can maybe look at it this way a little bit better. We'll see. I got to pull it up on my end. Here we go. So our take profit is right here. So you can see it's dragging it down, and we're going to get a bounce back and hit the take profit. Either that or it's going to go farther, still going to bounce back and take our profit as the take profit moves down. You guys know this, but that's just how it works. And you can also see visually that we've got some pretty hard day after day after day after day of push down here, when normally it's just a little bit sideways, push up, sideways, push up, sideways, push up, and then it just kept pushing up. And now, because we had some profitable trades on this, now we're just in the other direction. I'm not going to chastise anybody at this point and say, oh, you overbid it. Like I said, that $100,000 account bidding a 0.10 lot size was margining out. This is an insane market. I'm going to show you all the trades in the system. It's insane. I laid in bed last night and I got these notifications going off. I heard more notifications in a row, time after time after time, than I ever have in my entire Forex trading life, 7+ years. It's just what's happening right now. And you can't predict it. What you can do is you can be that person who wants to do emergency management. Oh my God, it's all falling apart now. What do I do? And I'm not really going to kind of deal with that bullshit. Or I'll do the best I can, but I'm like, I start looking at these accounts and going, yeah, here's what kind of pisses me off a little bit. When someone says, looks like the broker's not working or your system's not working, and I go look and I go, you're margining out. And it's forcing trades closed, and you don't even know what that is. So what that means is, you bought into my system. I love you for the fact that you trust me with everything, and it's just always going to work. It does work. But in every market scenario, there does come a time as a Forex trader, you better learn how to manage this shit or you blow your entire account. Mark said 95 plus notifications last night. That is correct, Mark. You should see mine. Mine's like 300 notifications because I'm managing all the different accounts. It's fucking insane. I laid in bed last night and I heard ding, ding, ding. That's a trade entry and then a trade update. It went on for 7 minutes probably. I was like, what the? I picked my phone up and it won't even tell you the MetaTrader 4 notifications at that point. Won't even tell you what each one is. It's just like 7 new notifications, 11 new notifications, 14 new notifications. It's something's a little crazy in the market right now. The way to be a good Forex trader is to use my system and push the limits on a demo account and manage it. Blow it out, start another one. Blow it out, start another one. Because if you don't understand what's going to happen in these crazy market conditions, which we didn't even predict, it's been slow as fuck. Now all of a sudden, they've just dumped trillions of dollars into the market on all of these freaking pairs. We're going to go look at it. So, listen, there's no fire sale. There's no danger. It's just what's happening. If you're trading the 10 pip hybrid and you're bidding realistically, you're out of all of the nasty craziness. If you're trading the full algorithm, and I know there's people still doing it, you're shitting yourself right now. You are. Even if you had a 10K account bidding 0.01 lot size, you'd have a little pucker factor right now. A little bit. You're bidding anything more than that. I know people hear me say 0.07 as a random generality, right? In a decent stable market. It's unstable right now. They'll be like, well, 7, I'll round it to 0.10. You're in trouble. It's okay. I can't predict it. You can't predict it. I'm not saying be scared. I'm saying practice, especially if you're going to trade the entire algorithm. Practice on a demo account, please, and just practice partial closers. Practice closing this entire oldest trade down right now. Just close the entire thing down and see how it affects your margin level percent. See how it ends up in the end. If you're trading the entire algorithm and you get 1 or 2 trades like this that run a little bit and you force some losses, overall you're in a net profit. If you're trading the entire algorithm and just about every pair in the freaking world is going ape shit right now, you have to be ready for it. What I can't do as the kind of leader of this system is start telling you all of these crazy emergency scenarios that you haven't fucking practiced at all. Well, I probably should do a partial clause on that AUD CAD oldest trade. Well, how do I do that? Is this one the oldest trade? I don't know if this would. What about these other ones? You know what I'm saying? Like, get out there and practice. One thing no one does, and it's the dynamics of the fact that my system's so successful. You should be trading a demo account, pushing the shit out of the limits, pushing it hard, and sharing your results. Going, hey, Tara, I was testing an account. Here's some numbers. I'm way obviously overbidding. I want to know how can I do this? How can I do this? What am I looking at here? or bid so much that you are forced to get stopped out because the comment on that trade, if you look at this here, if I get stopped out on this trade, you will see instead of FX with Terry free signals, you will see typically that it says SO for stop out 69% and some numbers, right? That's the broker just forcing you into a loss, right? The other side of it is getting so good at this that you can anticipate. Like, how do I anticipate now? I trade the 10 pip hybrid predominantly. That's how I anticipate. I'm like, and I keep an eye on that. We'll go look at that next. Trading the full system is high risk. It works probably, again, well into the 95% range of the time in terms of when I say works. It allows you to probably bid more than you should. It can keep up with itself, but there are times like this which when it happens literally overnight, 2 days, 3 days max. There are so many other things you can do that I won't have time to try to vomit out to you right now, but this is the kind of stuff that if you're using a demo account and you're testing this and you're pushing the limits, we can deal with in a practice environment. You'll learn so much. See if I can give you a couple examples. I might be in a trade where I'm like, you know what? This sucker is pushed really far. I'm going to go ahead and hedge. And then I'm going to set a stop for break even on that hedge. So it pushes that hedge. You just let it run as far as it's going to go. What you hope is this one thing, and here's the practice part. You hope your hedge is going to save the entire trade because it just basically locks in whatever drawdown you're in, and then when it moves back to that hedge trade and starts going towards the take profit, you close it out at break even or a tiny little loss. You can set your stop loss at a tiny little loss on the hedge trade, which is an equal and opposite. And then when it heads back towards take profit, you're probably good, right? But none of that stuff is perfect. There's so many things I didn't say there that if you just think you can just do a hedge and save the entire thing, it's not that easy. But there are things you can do, especially if you're within limits already, and you get into emergency. You're like, wow, my bid's good, but the market has gone really hard, and I want to be able to manage this trade. We've got to be talking more about it. I don't talk much about it because no one's saying a damn word. They're like, oh, fat, dumb, and happy. Complacent. Don't get complacent. Start practicing and pushing and seeing what you can get away with, and more so seeing what you can do in terms of management style. There's so many things you could do. In the end, the best thing you can do is bid conservatively, and or I don't want to say that this is necessarily possible, but certainly is possible. As you see whatever feed your trade is, you see things start to go a certain way, right? Maybe your uncomfortable level with margin level percent is 400%. Let's say that's what it is. But you're like, you know what? Normally I'm watching this thing and my margin level percent is 3,000. It's at 2,000 right now. I'm going to stop the system from taking any more pairs that I'm already in. Okay, so I'm not adding insult to injury, trading the pairs I'm in, right? One of those pairs closes. Go block that pair from coming in. Now you're only trading what is open for you right now. And you can start to manage that because, again, I give you guys, if you're a subscriber, you have full access to the full algorithm. You can kind of sit back and go, you can look at what the drawdown is, which we will. You can look at what the margin level percent is, which we will. You can go, might be heading that way. Why don't I just... But what happens is, everyone's like, oh, the system rocks. I'm just going to let it crush, sleep, let it crush, let it uh-oh, hey, Terry, looks like there's errors with the system. There's no errors with the system. It's margining out. You bid a little bit too much. Even in... let me put it this way. In the worst case scenarios, even a 0.01 lot size can make you pucker a little bit. And we don't get a lot of those. Interestingly enough, if Doug's here, he'll agree. Last summer, August, we had some runaway, just a couple, I think GJ, UJ, and it really gave us all a pucker factor. Right now, I don't want to do such a blanket statement, but almost all of the market is going apeshit. It's going apeshit. So this is a really great trade. Here's your free trade, AUD, CAD. You could enter a buy on that. And if we jump back over to the chart here, yeah, it's gone deep. Probably ready for a pullback. Should be nice. Let me read this here before I move on to the other account. Mark says, as you know, I have my own unique setup for my trades. I've seen a couple accounts that had all non-cross pairs go crazy against. Yes. Even though you're not trading all these cross pairs, doing exactly what you've explained today, I've been able to manage. Yeah. But you know what? Mark is one of the top, like he's been doing this a while. With the exception of AUD JPY, I've taken some partial closes on that. Yeah, AUD JPY, we'll go look at that. It's going fucking ape shit. Like, here we are. It's just what's happening. So let's dig into this. Let's jump over. Let's brush through the 10 pip hybrid because it's pretty stable right now. So I'll show it to you. I'll show you a sample of the 10 pip hybrid account. Should be this one here. Yeah, let me show you this. This gives you a good example. This is, depending on when you came and when you turned this on, makes me think, just before we go too far, let me go check an account of mine real quick and make sure that I'm not missing something here. I'm not. Okay, good. Sorry, I thought I seen something a little weird. I'm going to reveal to you the entire 10 pip hybrid here, the actual results. So this is a sample account, $1.2 million, bidding a 1.0 lot size, taking the 10 pip hybrid. So AUD CAD, we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades AUD CAD that are showing. There could be more than those in the overall algorithm that are showing. Those are the 6 latest trades. And then this has pretty much happened overnight. We can go look at the times and date, but EUR CHF 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trades deep. Wait till you see the entire algorithm. It's just the market. Let's look at EUR CHF. You'll notice a lot of the movement. Look at that candle. I'll put this sideways. Look at the candle. That's a daily candle. That's a lot. It did it, last week? Huge push down, sideways, huge push down. And I'm not even saying, if you look at this, that this is even a significant support area. Maybe it is. Maybe it's going to go up from here. But the amount of movement left based off of previous experience. So how many days is this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 2.5 weeks. That's a month's worth of trading right there. About right there is a month worth of trading. I'm not making any predictions on what I think it's going to do. This is what it's doing. So that's Euro Chief. So that's the entire, as far as closure, we've got one NZD JPY, $80 overnight. It shows you that there's just not a lot of closure movement. There's not a lot of pullback stuff. So let's go look. Well, we can zoom ahead. For the week, 37.75 closed. For the month, 16,253. So still looks good. Still feels stable. And that scales up or down based off of your account. Pretty simple. All right, let's go look at the overall algorithm. Get ready to have your fucking mind blown as to what the market is doing right here. I'm gonna reveal this. Normally I wouldn't show this, but don't freak out. Don't freak out if you're new. Don't think my system sucks, because it doesn't. The market is pushing the shit out of all of us, right? Retail traders that have entry strategies with indicators are losing their ass right now because they just don't know what to. There's so much volume, they're losing their ass. But let me show you the entire algorithm here. So this is check this out. This is a $5.2 million account. It's absolutely a sample account, and it gives us, let me pause one thing and check something real quick. Yes. Sorry, I'll come back here. I want to make sure I was on the right account. This is actually the Premium Signals Monitoring account. Right now, my system bidding a base 1.0 lot size is taxing this $5.2 million account, 500 leverage, down to a 2,500% margin level. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life before. That's a level of insanity that I've never seen. And it happened in about 3 days. Again, you might be shitting yourself saying, wow, $400,000 drawdown. I don't pay too much attention to that. I pay attention to it to understand. This allows us to look at this Premium Signals Monitoring account and understand what the market is doing. And if we pay attention to that on a daily basis, we can look at it, and it's a signal as to things might be going awry here. Because what's the normal drawdown on this account? 10%, 30,000, 10,000, right? I mean, it's a $5 million account, right? And we're bidding a lot. So let's look at these baskets of trades. So AUD, CAD, okay? And what's interesting, if we'll look at the charts on these, they pretty much all look the same. Push, 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 push. Okay, so let's go look at AUD, CAD on the chart. And there it is. Push, 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 push. And this is the day. This is the day chart. Okay? This is the day chart. Derek says it stopped taking trades at 99%. I should have manually closed it, period. Okay. I know you're talking about your specific account. So, and we can get into that. So that's AUD, CAD. Let's go back to the overall algorithm here. Let's go. AUD, CHF is deep. It's deep. Don't let this scare you. This is indicative. This is like I can smell the market right now by looking at this. You can't be scared of this. If you're bidding a proper lot size for your account, your equity, and your leverage, you're crushing it. It's going to be extremely profitable. Wait till you see the profits that come out of these trades. It will be, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of profit. It will be. Markets just have to move. But look at this AUD CHF. I don't even want to count how many. I think, Jesus. AUD, Jesus, Mother of God. I don't even, should I count those? I'm going to do this. I'm not going to count the other ones. Let's count this one. And I think Mark was saying maybe AUD. It's something going on with AUD, right? So let's count this. Let's see if I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26 trades. That's a hell of a market movement. Now, watch when we go look at the chart. Push, 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 push. Wow, does that seem similar to the last pair we looked at? Interesting. Is something happening on that pair? I don't know. Right? So let's go look at the next pair. AUDJPY. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Look. Can anybody tell me in the chat what lot size that is? How much that is? 198.0 lot size. And again, this is a sample account. We do this to, we do this to show results, show that it's scalable up and down. Anybody know what 198.00 lot size is? 8.00 is $80. Am I right? Yeah. 98.00 is what? $980? Yep. Derek, $1,980 per pip this thing has pushed to. What? Incredible. Let's go look at it on the chart. I hope we're saying that right. Who's ever even seen that? Oh, look what's happening. Push. It's going that way, guys. I don't know. And again, we trade against this because it's going to pop back. It's pushing down so hard it's going to pop back. We know it is. It always does. Always is, always does. But that's what the market is doing. It's pretty unprecedented. It's probably just an AUD thing, but we'll look at the rest of them. So that's AUD JPY. So we got AUD USD, a ton deep. We got CAD Chief, a ton deep. I mean, I'm not even counting them anymore. CAD JPY, CAD JPY. Although the last four are starting to go profitable. Euro AUD, relatively normal. Euro CAD, pushing a little bit. Euro Chief, we see this. Euro JPY, relatively normal. Euro USD, normal. NZD CAD, relatively normal. NZD USD, normal. USD Chief, just one of those. We had one of those close, I think. USD JPY, not too bad. Not bad. But it seems to be an AUD thing. Maybe a JPY thing. I'm not going to. But if you look at closure, this, for the amount that's open right now, to be just $2,399.93 closed overnight, wait till you see these closures. Probably going to be next week now, because I've looked at the news the rest of the week. Who knows? We had a few nearly wick to take profit, but it didn't happen last night. So it's interesting. In these market conditions, this is when I get the most messages, and it's always emergency help me. Please start practicing on a demo account, will you? Push the limits. Start to understand how to do partials. Start to understand how to hedge if you have to. You can't run. Listen, you got 30 trades open. I'm sorry. Let's say you got 10 different currency pairs open, and they're all going against you, and you think you're going to hedge all of them and manage it. I don't know if you have that kind of time or brain power. I don't. But if you can start to tier stuff down when it goes, tier stuff down meaning, okay, that one closed. Let's not take any more. Let's not take any more Chief JPY. That closed, okay, especially if you're trading that. Let's not take any more GBP JPY. I was trading that, it closed in profit. But what people do is, here's complacency. They're like, oh, GBP JPY closed. Okay, well, a lot of other ones, and they're just looking. They're just looking at their mobile device. People get mad at me. Like right now, in my mind, I want to pick out the last 3 or 4 people that I've talked to about these things that have got themselves near an emergency, but everybody feels emotional about it, and they're like, well, why are you going to talk about me? I feel so stupid. That's not the point. So I'm not going to do that. However, you know who you are. You can't just, looks like it's going against me. Now it's really against me. Oops, guess there's nothing I can do. It's going against me. It is something you got to pay attention to, and it only comes from experience. Like, I'll give you an example. Most people have to experience blowing an account or two before they go, Okay, maybe I need to learn a little something here, because this thing's smoking along, doing awesome. And then all of a sudden, in 2-3 days, like we're in this market right now, it goes against you. So I don't see any questions about managing your particular account or what you should do. Maybe I'm giving you everything you feel like you need, but this needs to be an ongoing thing that you get into if you feel like you're in any sort of struggle. I know the people trading the full algorithm right now. I don't know what words I want to use. They're feeling some level of uncomfortable. The entire algorithm. If I trade the entire algorithm, I'm typically pretty. What do I want to say this? I'm usually extremely conservative, because I don't mind making conservative profits and then getting in a scenario like this where all my bids are maybe 0.02 on a $10,000 account, but I'm trading the entire algorithm. I'm like, feels good. Probably still pushing it at that point. Still feels good. So a lot of this is practice, and practice will get you to the point where you see this coming. I will be honest with you, I haven't watched it close enough to see this coming. Why? I'm trading the 10 pip hybrid. I know it's not. I see the entire algorithm. I'm watching it. But I didn't have to do any mitigation on any of my accounts because I'm trading the 10 pip hybrid. I'm not saying you shouldn't trade the entire algorithm. I do have an account that I just started. I'm going to trade the entire algorithm on it. I'm starting out really low. Just going to ease into it. And I'm going to weigh that against what I think the 10 pip hybrid can do. 10 pip hybrid on a $10,000 account. Full auto system on a $10,000 account. When I start a full auto system on a $10,000 account, I put it in a 0.01 lot size. Let's just let this thing smoke along for a week or two. Let's see what's going on. And if I bring it up to 0.02 or 0.05 or even 0.07, at that point I start to really watch it, and I go, you know what? When this chief JPY closes down, I'm going to go ahead and go to my social trader tools and say, I don't want that pair anymore right now. You know what? Let's just let what's going on, because I can see, not that I can predict the market, but I can see that my margin level percent is a little lower on the monitoring account than it normally is. Hell, wake up every morning, come over here, and make a note of what your balance is and your margin level percent is. Maybe make a note of what the drawdown is. And just pay attention to that on a daily basis. Because normally this is a hell of a lot higher. Like 100,000%. You're like, you know what? Normally this is 100,000%. We're down at 50,000%. Could be headed into some territory here. When some pairs close, let's just not take those pairs anymore, especially if you're trading the entire algorithm. But you can do that on the 10 pip hybrid. You know what group we're trading. If you don't know, ask me. It'd be like, in fact, I think I did that on one account. If I go look at the 10 pip hybrid, I think I blocked NZD JPY. It closed. Yeah, it did. It closed. And I was like, you know what? I'm pushing it on this account a little bit. Not crazy. I think my margin level percent's 1,500 or something. I'm like, I'm going to not take NZD JPYs on that account. Click. Just trading the two pairs, whatever it is, AUD, CAD, Euro Chief right now on the 10 pip hybrid. That's cool. I had no clue that Euro Chief was going to go that deep that last night. What did it add? 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 trades? I think it added like 8 or 10 trades. That's okay. I'm bidding relative to it. Plus, I can also manage. But I personally don't like pushing anything that close. That's a live account. That's more than $5,000. I just pull it back, and I feel comfortable with it. So I'll end it with that. We can go look at some of these sample accounts. if you need to learn this stuff, and I think you do, you need to engage a lot more in the group. Hey Terry, I'm gonna do a sample account. What feed should I use? What bid should I try? What should I look to do? Hey Terry, here's my sample account. It's over leveraged. I get it. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to practice. What could I do here? How could I manage this trade? What's a good idea right now? Or hey, we're headed in this direction. And that's probably the part I can't tell you because everybody's account is so different. I can't just sit there and go, hey guys, overall algorithm is at 50,000% margin level when it's normally at 100,000. You might want to start blocking. I don't want to cause, listen, you got to manage your account. Because here's what I will do. If you start listening to me based off of the overall system, you'll end up being hyper conservative and not making the kind of money you could have made being just generally conservative or doing what you're doing at any given time. There's no right or wrong way. Practice is the key. So let me look at a couple sample accounts. What is the one? Let's go look at the gold scalper. I wanted to make a change on this. This is also indicative. Let me show you what's going on here. Very first time we've seen this. Gold scalper is in 4 trades this time of day. That means it's some really odd market movement. It's about $3-4 in profit right now. History-wise, it has closed $2.65. Remember, we want it to close about $10 a day. So it's acting a little bit weird, but we're in a weird market. Still looking good though. So pause on that one. We'll go look at my new algorithm. Completely different than anything we're doing. I have not looked at it, so I have no idea what we're about to see here. Let's take a look. I just got a message from someone somewhere. So let's take a look at this. This is the new algorithm. We're in this basket of trades. Some sells, some buys, some hedges. Margin level percent, 10,800. Feels good. Drawdown insignificant. History-wise, it has closed, and this is what's interesting. So once this system, go back over here, once the system gets above 4 trades, it really starts to close out some old things, and it closed a winner and a loser at a slight profit, right? $3 profit. It's supposed to do that. It's like, okay, market's pushed too far. Let's close this winner. Let's close this loser. Start tearing down the amount of trades we're in. It's a very intelligent, highly intelligent algorithm. Best one I've seen in terms of managing itself. And you know, again, go look at the drawdown. Go look at the margin level percent here. Those are some great numbers. And if you look at the history for the week, it's closed down $281 for the week. That's on track to do 10% for the month. It's feeling pretty good. So happy with it. I get we're in a crazy market. Everybody has a unique account, scenario, experience. Let's discuss it in the group. So that's it for a Wednesday. We'll see what happens the rest of the week. I'm comfortable. I feel good. If you're uncomfortable right now, I hate to deal with emergency situations. That seems to be the only thing that everybody wants to talk to me about. Hey, Terry, I'm margining out. I mean, at that point, I'm like, okay, don't you think you let it go too far? You got complacent because it almost never does that. And now you don't know what to do. Please start practicing. That's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Will be Thursday, the 25th of July. And I'm in the group. Let's engage. Let me know what you need to do. Let me know what emergency help you need. We'll get it done. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.